What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this video I want to talk about why I am getting Rematch. This is a video series I do where I talk about an upcoming game and talk about whether I'm getting it, not getting it, or I'm somewhere in between. And I got to be real with all of you, okay? All of a sudden, right, coming out of left field, even though that doesn't maybe make sense for the sport, is a game called Rematch, all right? Comes from Slow Clap, of course, if you know them from Sifu, right? Now, for me, Sifu was like just legendary, okay? Now, they did Absolver, of course, before then, and you think about it, they have changed. Like, they're able to kind of pivot. Now, I would argue that those two games are a whole lot closer than Sifu is to Rematch, okay? But it really kind of contextualized things for me and said, all right, can they nail a game like Rematch? Now, I wasn't sold, all right? They show off this game, I think, a year ago, and, it looks like a soccer game, right? And I say, I don't really know much about this. As we gotten closer, and they did the beta. Okay, now, I was invited into the beta, so granted, maybe I'm no longer an unbiased individual. Maybe I've been tainted by them, okay? This game, freaking rocks. This game was such, and I think I'm legally allowed to say all this stuff because I was allowed to make videos on the beta. The beta sold me. Rocket League is soccer without the people, right? They replace it with cars. What about just having soccer with soccer, right? What if you had soccer with people, but you still made it like Rocket League? Like, what would that turn out to be? It would turn out to be this. I mean it when I say it. There's just something highly addicting to this game, and I only got to play the beta. I imagine there's more refinement and tuning and all that stuff going to happen by the time the game comes out. In fact, when I'm recording this and when you guys are seeing it, the second beta might actually be unlocked. I think they're doing another beta the very end of May, like in a couple days, at least when I'm recording this. So I might be addicted to it again. And here's the thing, okay? When I play a game like this and I can't put the controller down, that tells me that I'm in. It's going to be on Game Pass. So you got Game Pass for the Xbox crowd. It's $30 for the normal edition, and I think there's two like elite edition. Well, technically there's a pro edition for $40 and an elite edition for $50. So it's as cheap as $30 if you just go for the base thing, and then it's free if you do Game Pass. Look, okay, I will say one thing in terms of, well, Alex, you're being very positive here. I will say this game I feel like might have a lifespan, and that's something that when you do a game like this, you do have to think about, well, what are you getting? And also what do you want from it, right? So from me, I experienced a game that's highly addicting. I've had experience with Rocket League. I've been unable to put Rocket League down for the entire time it's been out. I think I've put about 450 hours into Rocket League. It's maybe one of my most played games, of all time. It's not a game I play every day. Back when it came out, it was, but I've, you pick it up every month or two, play it a little bit, put it back down. That's what I do with Rocket League. If Rematch gave me that, I'd be unbelievably happy with that. You know what I mean? If it's a game that lasts a month or two, if it's on Game Pass, free, is it really that much of a loss? If it only lasts you like a month of playing. But I don't know, guys. I experienced something, okay, in that beta that just made me think if there's going to be a game that I think can kind of last and be that pick up, put down type game, right? I pick it up in October. I play it for a weekend. I pick it up in December over Christmas and play it for a day. Can it be that? I think the answer is yes, from just the little that I've played so far. And that's kind of all I need it to be. Death Stranding comes out a week after this, right? You got August with all of its 50 games. You got September, October. I don't need this to be a game that I play every single day, right? I need this to be a game that just feels good. The feel of this game is unbelievable. It's got, you can watch I did like a beta review of this game on the channel if you guys want to check it out. It's got that arcadey vibe. And, that's what Rocket League does so well, right? It's soccer. It's soccer, but it's got that arcade feel, and then it's cars, so you kind of throw the balance off, right? Well, this is soccer. We have soccer games, and we also have arcadey soccer games. This is just a different type of it. To be honest with you, I don't think it's the first time we've ever gotten a game like this, but there's just something about it where I feel they nail that you have to have a little bit of arcade to it. It can't be so serious and so precision based, but then there has to be, the shots can be really pinpoint, accurate, but they can also be kind of messy, and the passing, and there's a little bit of unpredictability, but then there's also a skill gap, a skill level, whatever you want to say. You can get good, but also you can kind of play casual, right? And just have fun with it. That's really where I think a lot of these games kind of make or break, right? You need like dedicated, hardcore people. So you need almost a learning curve. You need these games to be difficult to easy to learn, hard to master. Is that a quote? You need a game you can just jump in and just be able to play, maybe not be great at, but just have fun with and experience. But then you also need a game that can grow with you and you can grow with the game. And, granted, that's not always a guarantee. Live service-y type games, games that are supposed to last beyond a week, they can struggle because, how do they grow with you? And, Rocket League, I think, even suffered from time to time of not really always advancing, right? But the thing I always found with Rocket League, and I hope to find with Rematch, to me, with these type of games, it's always the base. It's always the base mechanics. Like, you can have as many modes as you want. You can have as many cosmetics. I don't care. I don't care about cosmetics whatsoever. I'm there to play the freaking game. So, for me, it's all about what's the base, like, repetition gameplay, and is that good enough to last kind of forever? And that's kind of a thing that all games, struggle with, and some games figure it out, some games don't. And it's not really an issue for a game that's meant to be a single-player 10-hour game, right? But for a game like Rematch, the base feel of it, how the game actually operates, has to be good enough to carry it no matter what happens, a year from now, a month from now, whatever. And I feel it. I can feel the potential, with a game like this. So I'm going with my gut. I feel this game can be special. I'm not going to change my mind or steer myself the wrong way. I'm going with it, at least for right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.